Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Resort Review. Today we're at the Hyatt Regency Waikiki, located right next to Waikiki Beach. It's a pretty large resort with a lot of public restaurants and public space. It's basically built above a shopping mall built for tourists. So we're going to explore the entire resort. I'm staying here as a Hyatt Globalist, as I always do with Hyatt stays, so I do have top tier status and got a small upgrade. So we're all checked in here at the Hyatt Regency on Waikiki Beach. I've stayed here before. Got a slight upgrade here today, kind of a junior suite. I would say it's a very large room. So got a nice partial ocean view. I think this is all you can really hope for here. Direct ocean view definitely has slightly better views, but this is really great. If you get this, you're pretty thrilled. A little bit of construction outside on a building next door, so that's kind of a bummer. So maybe if you're checking in the next couple months to maybe a year, try and request away from the construction. We'll see if that wakes me up tomorrow morning. So let's do a full tour of the room here. Again, like I said, it's going to be a junior suite, so you're not going to have any separate doors from the bedroom to the living room. You're just going to have a little bit of extra space to move around, which is always helpful, especially if you're sharing and filling out those beds with your family. I did like how they had some areas to work here. This does have a few convention center facilities, so there may be some people here actually trying to get some work done and not surfing in the mornings. But plenty of plugs spread out around the room. Nothing really renovated here. You have your old USBs and things like that, but still gets the job done. Overall, I think that this hotel does have an older feel to it. I personally like the retro feel. Kind of feels like I'm a business traveler in the 80s. You don't see a ton of these hotels anymore, and they do a good job of keeping it up, and they've renovated some of the public spaces, but the rooms definitely do feel like they're a little bit older here. You do have that reusable bag that they give you. That's for you to keep. It's included in your resort fee. You have a hairdryer underneath the sink here, and then all of your toiletries and things like that for the shower are going to be located outside of the bathroom, so make sure before you start that water and jump in there that you've already grabbed your shampoo and conditioner. One thing I did love is that the shower did a great job of explaining how to operate it, because they do have a lot of international tourists. This domestic tourist was very thankful as well, and as I mentioned, I had a great view overlooking Waikiki, so this hotel definitely stuns in that regard, even if it's not directly on the beach. Overall, a really nice hotel option, only 20,000 points, which is a steal for Waikiki Beach. It's not located directly on the beach, just one street away, like directly across the street is the beach. You have chairs and umbrellas that the hotel can provide and you can take over to the beach for you. So not like a pure resort on the beach experience. It's more of a city hotel with a pool and a lot of resort style amenities. Lots of restaurants located on the third floor, including the Regency Club Lounge. Last time I stayed here was during COVID, so that wasn't open, so it was cool to check that out. Decent offerings in the evenings, an honor bar as well, $6 beers, not too bad for Waikiki. And some delicious food options, lots of to-go items as well, like coffees, which is awesome, saves you a lot of money here on Waikiki. You have waters. They give you refillable waters in the room, those little bottles that has the hotel logo on there, so you can use those at tons of water refill stations all over Waikiki and including in the hotel, so that's always very helpful. But yeah, overall, it's a great stay so far. And with the luau going on downstairs, let's head downstairs and tour the rest of the property. So on the ground floor is going to be basically a shopping mall. Most of these restaurants and shops and things you can't charge back to the room, not really operated by the hotel, but it's nice that they have this option available to you. If you're staying in the hotel, you have a lot of local options that are sort of street side, some Asian restaurants, different styles of cuisine. You do have an elevator that take you straight up to the spa level as well. And then a few like arcades and things like that. I did like this spam vending machine too. That was very Hawaiian and very interesting. So if you're a shopper, if you have a shopper in your group visiting Hawaii, you may love this hotel because you have a lot of variety down here on the ground floor. There were a few coffee shops on this level that got quite busy in the morning. I didn't have a chance to try them, but you may want to try them if you're into coffee or acai bowls and things like that. It seemed very, very popular based on the line. If you're looking to save money on your next trip to Hawaii, I've partnered with FinanceBuzz, who've chosen the best credit cards from their trusted partners to ensure you're not leaving valuable rewards on the table or paying more for travel than you have to. Visit jacksonjetsetting.com/cards or click the link below to learn more. Now, one thing to note is that this hotel is open air. A lot of the lobby is open air, including the center area here. So if you do find yourself walking through the ground level on one of those frequent rainstorms that happens pretty much every afternoon, make your way up to the second level, and then you're pretty much completely undercover unless it's some crazy storm going on. Probably the biggest attraction is going to be in the center here. They have a cool waterfall coming off of both sides. Again, they don't really build huge water features like this anymore, I don't think. If you take those stairs up to the top there, that's going to be your check-in desk. We'll go check that out in just a second, touring the second floor. And there are two towers here, the Diamond and Iwa towers, and so both of those are going to be all Hyatt rooms. It just depends on what tower that they're going to assign you to. The Diamond Tower is going to be closer to that Regency Club, so if you do have access to that, that's the tower that they're likely going to put you in. But it's going to be closer to the breakfast restaurant as well. Most of the kind of Hyatt facilities there. The pool is going to be in between the two buildings, so it doesn't really matter what building you're actually in, I don't think, but some services are going to be closer to certain towers. Actually, if you have a car on property, you will want to be in the Diamond Tower because that's going to be right above the valet. So it'll be easier to get your car from the valets there. Parking is $60 for self-parking, $70 for valet. That is waived for Globalists staying on points. So that'll save you a lot of money if you have a rental car exploring the rest of the island here. It's a lot to get through Waikiki downtown during rush hour, so just keep that in mind. And now we'll head up to the second floor and check out what's going on there. More shops and restaurants here on the second floor. There is a lot of retail in this hotel. It's pretty surprising. We're walking towards the check-in desk here. You can tell that you're in the main hotel area because the floor switches from brick over to carpeting. I am pleased to say that after my last stay here, I was really hesitant to book again because the internet was so bad, but they have fixed that problem. The internet worked great here, so that was a major concern of mine, so I wouldn't hesitate staying here again as like a digital nomad. Another view of that awesome waterfall there. But a couple different seating areas here around the check-in desk. There's a lot of tour groups that come through here. It's a big hotel, so you're always going to have big groups of people, maybe from Japan, caters to a large Japanese audience. Really, Hyatt does in Hawaii in general, I've noticed. So you're going to have a lot of people mulling about here sometimes. And like usual, if you have Discoverist, Explorist, or Globalist status, you have your own priority check-in line. So definitely utilize that when things get busy. And at the end of the hallway here is going to be the entrance to the Iwa Tower, so I just wanted to show that. There's a number of different games around here. They have some air hockey, some pool tables, ping pong tables, things like that. So that's all undercover, something to do if you're staying here. That's all available on the third floor here. So this is going to be the level that you're going to find a number of different restaurants, the Regency Club, the pool. It's going to be your main resort level, if you will. Swim is a restaurant. It wasn't open when I was walking around doing this tour. This is going to be a poolside restaurant. Seems like a newer offering too, just based on the signage and everything. And then making our way around the corner here is going to be the Stay Fit at Hyatt Gym. So it's not a gigantic gym. It seemed very busy when I was walking through here. It was hard to get these shots. I had to time it perfectly. But all those Peloton bikes, make sure you do your workout and earn your Hyatt points. You do get bonus Hyatt points for Peloton workouts if you link your accounts in the app. So make sure you do that. And that's going to be right across from the entrance to the pool. Now, I wasn't able to walk through the pool. They had it closed when I was doing this video, but I did get a good shot of it from my room. You do have these towel machines, so make sure that if you do borrow a towel with your room key, that you return it at the end of the day or you're going to get charged. I wouldn't say it's anything special in terms of pools. It is elevated, so you should have some decent ocean views from there, but you do overlook a street, so it's not that relaxing poolside vibe that a lot of other Hyatt resorts in Hawaii even have. There is a surprising amount of art around the hotel, and I think that's an indicator of when it was actually built. I feel like there was one main developer of Hyatt hotels in the 80s that just had a ton of art in their collection, or they just loved buying art. And when you go and visit these, the Grand Hyatt in Kauai is one that pops out to me. It just seems like there's art everywhere. So I don't know if it's the same developer or not. Let me know in the comments if you have any more info on that. But I do detect some distinct similarities there. And there is an ABC store on property. These stores are all over the place in Hawaii. They have everything. They're a convenience store, souvenir shop, restaurant. Some are bigger than others, but it's nice that they have this here. Very convenient to the guest elevators here in the Diamond Tower. So now we're making it to what I call kind of this like multi-purpose restaurant experience. So it's called Shore part of the day, and then it's called the buffet in the morning. And they actually switch out this sign to make it even more confusing for people. So if you're staying here and you feel like that sign changed, it actually did. But they have delicious sushi in the evenings. They do have a buffet. But there's also an a la carte menu, and that's where the Regency Club entrance is. And then in the Diamond Tower is actually the microwave, which is very important if you have any leftovers, as well as a self-service laundry, which I love that a lot of these Hyatt hotels in Hawaii have self-service laundry. So that's the Hyatt Regency Waikiki. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you're planning a trip to Hawaii soon.